Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one, another live installment. Hope all is well. Now, for those that saw the Browns game, now to be fair, I didn't see the entire Browns game. I only saw the highlights. But based off what you saw, for those that's listening in the rebroadcast, you listen to the rebroadcast right now. In your opinion, did Dillon Gabriel do a really good job to keep his job despite the win? And I honestly think them winning saved him. But did you think he did a good job overall? Okay. That's a rhetorical question. I know he didn't do a good job. That's a rhetorical question, just letting you know. But, I will hear you out in the comment section if you think he did a good job. But Browns coach Kevin Stefanski thinks Dillon Gabriel is doing a clean job, a nice clean job. And I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders' only option at this point, as far as this season. He will play if Dillon gets hurt. But if not, he might not even play this season. He might not because the coaches is okay with Dillon Gabriel. Despite what you saw so far in Dillon Gabriel, the coach, I'm going to show you. I'm not going to put words in his mouth. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a game manager. I don't think he's a good game manager either. Okay. I don't even think he's a good game manager. And the crazy thing about it is you have a star. I don't know. I'm going back and forth because I saw what happened at the draft, and I'm thinking the NFL has something to do with it, in my opinion. I can't prove it, but I go back to what Eric Dickerson is saying. If that is true, it's you got to go back to the origin on why they did it. That's what we don't know. We don't know why they did this because he said they wanted to teach him a lesson. We're gonna teach him and his father a lesson. Okay, why though? What's the lesson? So I go back and forth with that because there's a reason for everything. Now, it might not be a good enough reason, but there's a reason why they did this. And I only have a few what you call it, theories on this. I've only had a few theories. I think the power structure, they didn't like what he did when he came to Colorado. When all those people left the team. I don't think they liked it. It's the only thing I could think of that's happened in a recent time that may have pissed the power structure off. Because remember, some of those people that left the team, they had no more scholarships. They were done. And also, if you go back to that time, a lot of the players left the team on their own. They left the team on their own, but it was in other words, it was a massive roster overhaul. And then he said, "Don't worry about quarterback. We got our quarterback. We bringing out Louis luggage." That may have pissed them off. I had said it when he said it. I said, "Oh man, he gonna piss him off." I said it, and I still have the video too because I had did a reaction to him talking to the team for the first time. I said, "Uh oh, he might have said too much because it's gonna piss them off now. They don't want him having that much power, and they don't want him having influence in the NFL. That's the only thing I could think of because Shador didn't do anything. He's taking strays right now. He's taking strays because Roger Goodell said, "Hey, I'm more worried about your dad. I ain't worried about Bucky. I'm worried about your dad." He said, "What you worried about him for?" I remember that exchange. They wanted to. They said, "Okay." It's like they wanted to bring this kid back down to earth. They felt like he was too more than what he thought he was to them, and they were not going to draft him as the first pick. They were not because they don't want one of his father in the league. They don't want it no more. They don't want the braggadocio stuff anymore. And Shador is not braggadocio though, but he's catching strays. That's the only thing I could think of. I've been going back and forth with it, back and forth. Like, what did he do? He didn't do anything. He's a kid. He ain't do nothing. And I thought Prime had more pull than this in the league. He obviously he doesn't. He doesn't have pull like that. Because if he did, somebody would have been like, nah, I'm drafting him. This ain't right. That's my man right there. If I was one of the owners, that's what I would have did. I'm not letting this kid slip to the 5th round. I would revamp, even if I don't need a quarterback. Well, see, that's kind of crazy because what if I do have a really good quarterback? It'll be messed up if I draft a quarterback because then my quarterback gonna think I'm trying to replace him. You said Shedeur will play a minimum of the last 4 games, maybe earlier. That is too late. They're not going to save their season that way. It's too late. Why do it then? If I was him, I wouldn't even play the last 4 games. I wouldn't play the last 4 games and risk injury for no reason. They that's not helping their season. If they having a losing season, why should he play the last 4 games? You said I think it was the "Don't draft me" speech. It might have been that too. It has to be something. It has to be because when his dad said, "Yeah, there's certain places that he's not going," it had to be that. But the thing is, he changed what he said though. He said no. He said we don't care where he's going. No, they didn't forget what he said the first time. That might have been it. It's like they've already dealt with him already. They don't want to deal with him. They want to deal with Shador. You said Shador is going to play. I'm about to tell you what Coach Stefanski is saying. According to Coach Stefanski, Dillon is doing a good job. I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him. I think he's doing a piss poor job and he's not ready. Okay. I don't think he's doing a good job. I really don't because of just of with everything that I saw. But let me just let you hear what this coach is saying, man. Let's just hear it. Let's get to it.
And somebody I trust.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll do 2 more. First one, Mary Kay.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the passing game as well, but I'll try to kind of follow up on it here. What have you sort of learned about Dillon over the past couple of games, the past 3 games, including yesterday when you couldn't really necessarily evaluate the passing game thoroughly in that kind of weather? But maybe what did you learn about him yesterday and in the previous 2 games that you guys think that you can build on moving forward?
Yeah, I think with all of our young players, Mary Kay, we're learning about them every day. They're in the building. Obviously, these games are important for them and putting them in different situations. So, obviously, Dillon's only 3 games into his career, and it's had some unique challenges. But to be able to play clean and take care of the football for this football team, and obviously get his first win as a starting quarterback yesterday, I thought was very good for him. Obviously, that's something that you always remember.
And has the mobility been about what you expected it to be, just in terms of his speed at this level of football? I mean, is that going the way you expected it to, or are you finding it's maybe even better than you perhaps thought it might be?
Yeah, I think he's done a nice job moving in the pocket. I thought the play to Jamari was really high level yesterday to break contain to the left and have Jamari coming across the field. I think a 23-yard gain on 3rd down. So those are the type of things that when you're talking about scramble drill, it really does. It's important for everybody to be on the same page. I thought it was a good rep by both Dillon and Jamari yesterday. Games into his career, and it's young players. Mary Kay, we're learning about.
Evaluate the passing.
We're gonna listen to that one more time. We're gonna listen to it one more time what he said, and then I'm gonna give my reaction. You already heard it there. This man is not playing. I'm telling you all this. He's not playing. Okay. I don't care what the reporters are saying. That's the head coach right there. He said that Dillon is doing a good job. Okay. I don't care what his grandsons had the number 12 jersey on. That stuff don't matter to me. I don't care what these kids are wearing, if they wearing a number 12 jersey or not. The right quarterback is not in the game. That's all that matters. I don't care if has them grandkids. They don't mean nothing to me because their old man don't mean nothing to me all the way down to their whole generation. I'm telling you, I'm 100% raw. I don't like dude. I'm just telling you this. I don't like dude. I don't like the coach. I don't like Andrew Barry. I don't like him for what was happening to this kid. You know what I'm saying? When is he playing? He should have played last game. He should have played against the Dolphins. Okay? He should have played against the Dolphins. At what point is he going to play the last game of the season? At that point, I wouldn't play the last game of the season. At that point, I'm not risking injury with them. I'd rather sit the bench. I'm not risking injury with this piss poor club. And matter of fact, I don't like none of the teams. I'm just being honest with you. Because he shouldn't have fell to the 5th round. So, you know how I say I used to follow the Jets. Fuck the Jets. I don't follow the Jets, man. I don't. And I live right. You know how far I live from the stadium? I could show you tonight. I'm only 20 minutes from the stadium. Right there. I'm not going. I could have went and saw Jimmy play this past weekend with Carolina. I'm not supporting these billionaires. I'm not supporting them because I can't eat at their dinner table. So I don't like them at all. We're being too nice here as a people. We're being too nice. Okay. My patience is done with them. My patience is done. Okay. They don't like us. I don't like them. That's just what it is. Okay. So I don't care if his grandkids had the number 12 jersey on. I don't care. I don't. Okay. This is how I really feel about it. I don't. The right quarterback is not playing. And like I said, well, how am I a good judge of a quarterback? Because I've been watching football since 1980. That's why. I don't see Phil Simms play. I don't saw all the people play. Jeff Hostetler, Dan Marino, hell, even John Elway, Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, okay, Donovan McNabb, Allen Iverson. Yeah, I said, well, let me see, Allen Iverson. I'm waiting for somebody to correct me because I just said Allen Iverson. Somebody, oh no, Max, he played basketball. No. He was a quarterback first. He was a better quarterback than basketball player. He was the Michael Vick before Michael Vick, and I saw him play. That's why I said Allen Iverson. This was in high school. Charlie Ward, even though he played for the New York Knicks. I've seen them all. I know what a good quarterback is, and when I'm comparing the two quarterbacks, Shedeur should be in, despite him holding on to the ball and getting sacked. And the holding on to the ball, yeah, well, Jeff Blake, he trained Shedeur, right? Yeah, and Jeff Blake. But look, here's the thing. Right, I said Charlie Ward. Shit, I can even say what's his name from Nebraska. I ain't no hater. I know Nebraska's kind of like a rival with Colorado. But I remember what's his name? Tommy Frazier. I've seen all the good quarterbacks, man. There's nothing new under the sun. Yeah, I heard he did. Coach Prime played them positions. T. Martin. I've seen them all play. So I know what a good quarterback looks like. And I know what a faker looks like. I know. There's a lot of bad ball in the NFL right now. It's not the same no more. The NFL is not the same. It's not. It's not the same anymore. Now there are a few good players there, but you know what I'm saying? There's still a few good players out there. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. There's quite a bit. I'm talking about the NFL as a whole. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just like that. I stopped watching the NFL for a reason. I don't like the owners. I don't. And I don't like how these players, you just had another player just pass away just recently. I want to know if it has something to do with these football hits. Because I heard he was out there doing the most. So my question is, was something wrong with his head? Or whatever happened to him. Yeah, college ball is still better, in my opinion. I think so. And I had stopped following college ball. A lot of the stars right now that's in the league, I never seen them play college ball. Never. Because I stopped watching it. You know, I started watching it again when Prime took over at Jackson State. But 10 years prior to that, I wasn't watching anything. I wasn't. I just totally just checked out of football. I watch the real football. I watch FUBOL, the world's sport. That's what I be watching. I could tell you more about that than football, the American football right now. I could literally tell you more about that. If anybody wants to start a channel, I promise you, make a channel geared towards Arsenal or Liverpool. I guarantee you're going to blow up overnight. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Or PSG. Anyone. Or the Brazil actually the club teams. Liverpool, all the main ones. And also a lot of the teams in the Premiership. Well, all the teams in the Premiership. Well, the top main teams in the Premiership. That's the world sport. The world sport. So I was following that because football, it was just I didn't like the whole I didn't like a lot of things with the NFL. I didn't. Mainly the owners. Because I felt like they overlooked the CTE situation. And there was a older gentleman. This is when I first moved to Virginia. I'm not gonna say his name, but somebody's gonna do a quick Google search. You're gonna find his name. I promise you. Somebody's gonna do it, but I'm not gonna say his name because it's family. Very nice guy. I never knew he played football. I never knew he played football, man. He was an older guy. And I was living in Richmond, Virginia at the time. I used to see him at the park all the time. He'd just be out there chilling, like, just hanging out. And me and him used to talk football. And I'm like, damn, I used to be a coach. And he just looked at me. He said, I could coach. He said, I kind of did it just here and there. But I think he was happy at the fact that I didn't know who he was. I think so. I think that's what it was. I really didn't know who he was at the time. And hold on a second. All right. Let me see something real quick. All right, hold on. All right, there we go. I had to put my thing on the charger. Didn't know who this guy was, man. And hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, so it was like I said, I used to see him at the park. Sometimes he used to be jogging, and sometimes he'd just be sitting in the park. And we just talk football every time I see him because I used to go play basketball in the park, and I just sit on the bench. Sometimes he'll just watch us, and he just knew everything about football. I mean, he knew the history of it. So I'm like, yo, who is this dude, yo? Because he just know the history. I mean, no, I didn't think who was this dude, but he wasn't a small guy. Like he was like in shape, but you could tell like maybe he did construction or something. I didn't know. And yeah, and one day he was like, yeah, back in my day, football ain't the same no more. But back when I played, things was a lot different. And I said, yeah, back when I played too and stuff, we would just, and he laughed, and stuff. And I said, so where'd you, I said, where did you, he told me where he went to high school. And then he said college. And then he said, and he played in the NFL a long time. I said, wait a minute. I said, I knew it. I said, you knew too much about the game. I said, okay, you played in the NFL. He said, yeah, I played in the NFL. But he said it was bothering him. He never told me why. And very nice guy. You know what I'm saying? And then one day it fucked me up. I had to call out of work when I saw the news. He killed himself. And it really fucked me up, yo. It fucked me up because we hadn't seen him at the park. And this dude killed himself, man. What the fuck, man? I'm like, yo, like what, like, how come he ain't say nothing? Because it wasn't just me he was talking to in the park. It was a bunch of guys. We used to see him out there all the time. We all just a fellowship. I'm like, what happened? What's so bad going on in his life for him to have to do that, man? Like, we felt real bad about it. Then we found out he had CTE, man. We found out he had CTE, man. And it fucked me up. I was like, yo, I'm done with the game. I wouldn't watch it no more. I stopped watching it. Like, I used to watch every now and then. I said, this game's not worth it. 'Cause he was a really nice guy, man. Really nice guy. He played in the NFL, man. But he played back in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? He played back in the he played. I know Coach Prime know who he is, yo. I know he knows. I know he know who he is, man. For sure. Like only for like football players, they hear this, they know exactly who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I never forget that, dog. Never forget. I don't know if Coach has ever met him. He may have met him. He may have. But like I said, this guy played in the 70s when, it was bad back then. He played in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta Falcons. He played for the Atlanta Falcons. He told me he played for the Atlanta Falcons. That's how I knew, like maybe Coach Prime knew him, but he didn't play with Coach Prime. When he was playing, Coach Prime was a kid. But when we all found out he played for the Falcons, then we really had questions for him. Like, what was it like back in the 70s playing and different things like that. We was asking him, like, what was it like? What was life like? This and that. He was a real guy. He was a really nice dude, yo. You know what I'm saying? Cool dude. And sometimes he just be jogging. You know what I'm saying? He's a jogger. He likes to jog. And then next thing you know, we hadn't seen him. I didn't see him no more. And then I saw it on the news. I saw it on the news. You know what I'm saying? And that really messed me up, yo. Oh man, that really messed me up, yo. Yeah, that messed me up, yo. That really fucked me up, yo. And yeah, that really messed me up, man. Because we didn't know. Nobody knew. Like I didn't know him like on a personal basis, but you know, when he go through the park and stuff, we used to talk. I wouldn't say that we like I personally knew him like personal on a personal level, you know, to know what's bothering him and stuff. I didn't know him like that. But he used to just be in the park and he used to start talking to us. But then we thought he was cool. You know, now he was like the cool dude, yo, because he was in the NFL, you know. And we used to like ask him a lot of questions. How was it back in the set? He had a lot of stories, dog. A lot of stories for playing. And he wasn't a bench warmer. He actually used to play. He actually used to play, man. And he used to tell us about this person, this person. He had stories about basketball players, you know what I'm saying? He had a lot of stories. He had a lot of stories. I wish I could have recorded them, but back then, I wasn't on YouTube back then. You know, that was like when I met him, I met him in like because he was going to the park for a couple years before like when I met him before he passed away. That was at least 2010, 2009. And he used to have when we found out he played for the, you know, Falcons and shit, like we started asking him questions about other people. He had stories on celebrities, women, all types of stuff, dog. And every day we meet him in the park, he have a story for us. And then next thing you know, I didn't see him. I didn't see him for a couple days. I know y'all saying his name in the chat, but I said I'm not going to say his name. You know what I'm saying? Because it's family. But I said y'all gonna do a quick Google search and find him. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't see him no more. And then next thing you know, I'm on the news hearing that he passed away. So then I'm like, okay, maybe he was sick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And then I found out how he did it. I was fucked up about it. I was. I wasn't like close to him, but I was fucked up about it. Everybody in the park was. So you know what we used to do back in the day? We had all met up at the park. We had some drinks, some libation, and we poured some out for him. That's what we did. We poured some out for our boy, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's like the OG. We poured some out for him. But I never knew he was suffering like that. And it was CTE. You ever seen one of them old dudes that's still in shape? Like that's like don't mess with him. He's like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so that's my story on him, man. Rest in peace to that dude, man. Shit, man. Yeah. He was a good dude, man. Straight up. Like, you know, like I remember we first started talking to him. Like he just be jogging and one day he said, "Yo, I'm just going to sit here and watch y'all." And then we stopped and we just all talking. And then next thing you know, we just start talking football. He knew a lot about football. That's where everybody used to say, like, damn, he know the plays, he know everything. Like, who is this dude, yo? I was like, maybe he used to be a coach. And then one day we was just talking about football even more. He's like, yeah, you know, I play here, there. And I play for fucking Falcons and stuff. Like he said that. I'm like, what? He showed us pictures and everything. Well, the next day he came, he said, let me show you some pictures. He showed us. Yo, I was like, yo, he really did pay for the Falcons, man. Like for real. But I just wasn't really liking the game no more. I used to follow college. You know what I'm saying? But that's about it. I didn't even watch Super Bowls. Like when people, you know how people have Super Bowl part, I wasn't even watching it. I wasn't watching it, yo. I know Junior Seau did the same thing. There was a few other people, Mike Webster. There's a few other people. Yeah, Junior Seau. Um, the former running back that used to play for the Bears, Dave Dworson. I don't know if y'all remember him. He played in the 80s, but I remember him. His name is Dave Dworson. He was a successful businessman. Took his life, man. He preserved his brain, and he found out, you know, because you find out after the death. You got to study the brain tissue to find out if somebody has CTE or not. You're not going to find out really while they're living. Well, I don't know if technology is there yet. But yeah, man, he was from Richmond, man. Richmond, born and raised, man. That's where he passed at. You know what I'm saying? Um a lot of people, and then I found out after he passed. I used to see people randomly when they're jogging, they'll say hello to him. Like, hey, what's up? You know, call him by his name. And one time I saw him at the mall one time and people were talking to him. So people knew who he was. Like a lot of the old people around his age, they all knew him. They knew he played. You know, he was like the hometown kid, you know what I'm saying, back in the 70s. Excuse me, back in the 60s. Because he started playing in the 70s. But back in the 60s, around Richmond area, he was known. And a lot of people his age, they knew who he was. So you'll randomly see people should nod in their head to him saying, what's up? My generation didn't know who he was because he played in the 70s. And he was telling me about OJ Simpson. He knew OJ, all types of shit, man. This dude knew everybody, like for real, and had pictures and had receipts. Knew OJ. He knew you know the dude that used to play on Police Academy? What's his name? The dude that used to play on Police Academy as a cop. The big he's like really tall. He played football. Who else? He was telling me about. He said we were just talking about wrestlers that played football that I didn't even know about. He was telling me about Wahoo McDaniels. A few other people he was saying. Yeah, Bubba Smith. He was telling me about Bubba Smith. He said, you know, Bubba Smith played football. I didn't know that. He's like, yeah, he played football. And we had a lot. I wish I could have recorded it. But, you know, I wasn't thinking about recording and that stuff back then. And yeah, we weren't thinking about it back then. But yeah, man, he would just talk about, you know, they had groupies back in the 70s, man. Like I think every era had them. He was just telling me about the women, the hotels, everything. It's crazy. Imagine that. But now with, you know, like I said, when I'm talking about Shedeur, I just think he's not being treated right. And for so long, you know, the owners, they have all the power. This is the last league where this is the case. In baseball, the players got the power. Basketball too. NFL is the last league. Soccer is not like this either. But yeah, we'll see. But I think the only way as of right now for Shedeur to play unless Dillon gets hurt or something like that. I think Dillon has to get hurt, of course, and then he'll go in. Some people are saying that he's close to going in now, but it don't make sense because if he's the better quarterback, why would you wait to the last 4 games of the season when you could save the season right now? You could try to save the season. But I don't think they're trying. And then I started looking up the history of Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Barry. I'm like, no reason. No wonder. No wonder. Do you realize Kevin Stefanski, he don't even know who the 85 Bears is. He never witnessed it. He never witnessed it. He never witnessed the 85 Bears, or he never seen in person, you know what I'm saying, the Bears play. He never did. I don't think he's qualified, to be honest with you. I don't. I honestly think for you to be a coach, you should have played in the league. That's what I believe. You should have, like, you know what I'm saying, like Art Shell, you know what I'm saying, back then. I mean, there were some exceptions to the rule. There were a few exceptions to the rule. But I honestly believe you should have been a player because they will understand more. You know, Andy Reid played football. Yeah, I don't trust Kevin. I think Shedeur is in a dangerous position because he could change the plays and it just, I don't know. Because you know why I say I don't trust him? For what he did to Shedeur in the last preseason game. He put him in there with offensive linemen that was not going to make the team and almost got this kid hurt. I think he's in a dangerous position. I don't think the coach likes Shedeur, man. I don't. And they've already have been honest with us. Just look at the writing on the wall. You remember on draft day, they looked like they were it was a hostage situation on draft day. That's what they look like. Hey, you guys just drafted Shedeur, and then they showed the war room. They just looking like, oh boy. That's how they were looking. I know people are calling for Kevin Stefanski to get fired. He ain't gonna get fired. He ain't getting fired. I don't like him, you know, as a coach. I don't know him personally, but I don't think he's qualified. I don't think he's qualified. He never seen Walter Payton play, man. He not fucking qualified, yo. I'm just sorry. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, young coaches are younger than me, but I don't respect them like too much. I don't. I don't respect like the coach up there in Miami. How the fuck did he get that job, yo? He's not qualified. That's why they're losing. He's not qualified. Okay, he looked like he should be working at fucking I don't know where, but not a coach. You know what I'm saying? Not a coach. I believe you had to have been. I mean, don't get me wrong. Kevin Stefanski did play football. He played at Penn, University of Pennsylvania. He was a defensive back. No, I believe you're supposed to have played in the NFL. You should have. That's your requirement. You had to have played in the NFL. Okay, you had to have been playing in the NFL to qualify. But see, they don't want to give a lot of the NFL former players coaching jobs. They don't want to do that because they want to keep their power. See, there's a structure to it. You got the owners, and then you got the coaches that reflect the owners. I'm telling you, it's a structure to it. And they only let a few of us in. They only let a few of us in. Okay? They only let a few of us in. So they got to keep that power over us. Okay? They got to keep the power over us because they don't qualify. That's why. So they put people that they identify with in those powerful positions, you know, because they speak the same language. I'm telling you, it's a what you call it's like a low-key caste system. Just think about it since the history of the game. You know, we always make a big deal when one of the brothers become a coach. We always make a big deal. I'm like, why? They make up half the NFL. They make up more than half the NFL. Why they represent a disproportionate amount in his coaching? How come, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because there's a structure to it. That's why. And they don't want to relinquish that power. But they'll eventually will, because baseball did. The players have the power. NBA, the players had the power. You know, through those new collective bargaining agreements that they negotiated years ago. It got to this point now. Okay. So they want to keep that power. And yeah, that's how it is in this world. They want to keep on. I believe I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna be nice tonight. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. But you know, I'm looking at his rise and I'm like, something he got a hookup somewhere. I'm gonna have to do a little bit deeper background on him. But there was a gap here in his resume. Let me show you. So he graduated in 2004 with a degree in communications. Now, 2005, he began his coaching / operations career at the University of Pennsylvania, serving as an assistant director to football operations. Now, watch this. That was in 2005. He was serving as the assistant director of football operations. Now, watch this. He in 2006, from 2006 to 2019, he was with the Minnesota Vikings. So remember, in 2005 is when he started. That was his first coaching role. How did he go from that to 2006 joining the Vikings as an assistant to the head coach? That was a hookup somewhere. Okay. And then in 2009 through 2013, he served as assistant quarterbacks coach. How was he serving as assistant quarterbacks coach? He never played the fucking quarterback position at a high level. But anyway, that was at the Minnesota Vikings, right? And then from 2014 to 2015, he was a tight ends coach. Why? He was never a fucking tight end. And then 2016, he was a running back coach. This is a hookup, guys. You don't have to be qualified. You just have to have a hookup. In 2017 to 2018, he was a quarterback coach. Then in 2018 to 2019, he was promoted to offensive coordinator. He's not a good offensive coordinator, and you can see it right now. He sucks because he's not qualified. He got this on a hookup, okay? And also when he went to the University of Pennsylvania, so that's Ivy League. So he got a hookup somewhere. He got a hookup, and then January 13th, 2020, he was named the 18th full-time head coach of the Cleveland Browns. But if you go back to the beginning of his career, you're going to see how he wasn't qualified. He wasn't qualified for the position. And he must have got a hookup somewhere. Because he was, he served. Now, don't get me wrong, when he served that 1 year as the offensive coordinator for the Vikings, they had a 10-6 record. Okay. So that after that propelled him to be a head coach. Now, let me get to Andrew Berry. He attended Harvard University, and he played football for the Harvard Crimson as a cornerback and excelled academically. All right, so he has a twin brother too. But he, like I said, he's Harvard, another Ivy League person. Now, his entry into the NFL, scouting in front office. In 2009, Berry began his NFL career with the Indianapolis Colts as a scouting assistant. Okay, scouting assistant. And then over the next several years, he advanced with the Colts organization, moving into pro scout and then pro scouting coordinator roles. So he's got his career with the Colts. He had a first stint with the Browns, vice president of player personnel from 2016 to 2018. Then he went to the Philadelphia Eagles, VP of football operations. Listen, guys, he had a hookup somewhere. He had a hookup too. I'm telling you, it's the Ivy League. He had a hookup somewhere. Yeah, Stefanski dad worked in the NBA as an exec. I'm telling you, he's not qualified. He had a hookup. Now you're gonna find something else out. Andrew Barry, this Andrew Barry, he had a hookup too somewhere. These people are not qualified. Art Shell was qualified. When Art Shell became the Raiders head coach, Art Shell was qualified. Okay? Art Shell knew how to break down film. Kevin Stefanski doesn't. Okay? He was a cornerback for the University of Pennsylvania. Come on, man. He wasn't never going to no NFL as a player. So why is he coaching NFL people? He's not qualified. Coach Prime is more qualified than him. Now they're talking about Coach Prime might be taking over the Florida job. They might hire an interim head coach. They're talking about either him or Chucky, the Chucky dude. Somebody's gonna try to offer Coach something, but I honestly think Coach Prime is better suited in the NFL, in my opinion. Like he would do better if he was the Browns head coach. They would start winning for sure. They definitely would start winning. This guy's not qualified. That's why Tom Brady was like, half these coaches, they don't know how to develop a quarterback. They don't know how to break down film with a quarterback. He was talking about Stefanski. Stefanski doesn't know nothing about nothing. He got this because of his dad, probably. We talk about this every year. I know people say, no, Coach Prime doesn't want that. No. We don't know. Like he could have a change of mind. We don't know. He was his son getting buffaloed around in the NFL. He the only one that could change it. But he's cool where he's at. I know. I'm just talking to be talking. I know I'm not. I can't speak for him, but I know that people will reach out to him. He'll do a better job than DeBoer at Alabama. I told y'all that before. Oh no, he would never go to Alabama. He's better than the coach there now. These people not fucking qualified. They're not. They're not. Listen, you know who should take over that job with the Cleveland Browns? Eddie George should have that job. Why? How come Eddie George doesn't have that job? Why is it Kevin Stefanski? Because who his fucking father is, man. I just read his resume. His resume is not impressive. Like, how did he get all these fucking jobs? And then somebody just found out that his dad was a executive. That's why. You can hear how he talked in the press conference that he don't know what the fuck he talking about. Now I know, like, damn, man, you talking about the coach. I'm older than he is. He ain't shit. He ain't shit. I'm older than he is, man. He a youngin' to me. Yeah, he is. He's a youngin' to me. He don't know football, Mel. And I know people say, damn, how you know football more than him? Because I played the game. I watched the game longer than him. That's why. I do know the game better than him. I do. I could do a better fucking job than he's doing. Okay? Because day one, I come in, I'm like, listen, we got a quarterback change. Okay? That's day one, what I would say. Day one, as soon as I get there, I said, we got a quarterback change. And it's not it's not changing unless somebody get hurt. Number two, we can't, it's non-cipher. This is what I would tell the team. It's non-cipher for you to have Jerry Jeudy on the team and he ain't getting no touches. That's non-cipher. Okay. And we got Isaiah Bond here. And we got the other player here, and they ain't getting their proper touches. That's non-cipher, man. Man, we got a good running back, but we don't want to get the running back hurt. Because y'all running him into the fucking ground. Okay? That's what I would do. And Andrew Barry, he would get fired from day one. He would have to go. I'm like, look, I would have to tell the owner he got to go, yo. Or I'm not going to be here. He got to go. He was like, yeah, really? I said, yep. Get another general manager in here, please. Why wouldn't Prime take that position? He knows better than Kevin Stefanski. I'm telling you, he don't know football. He don't know how to develop no quarterback. He don't know nothing about no defenses or nothing like that. He got it off the hookup of who his dad is, man. That's why I'm telling you this. Ain't nobody gonna tell it to you like how I'm telling it to you. Because I'm older than everybody. That's why. I'm older than everybody. Probably in this sector, yo. That's why. Okay? Now, we're gonna listen to what he had to say again. Now watch this.
Game thoroughly in that kind of weather, but maybe what did you learn about him yesterday and in the previous two games that you guys think that you can build on moving forward?
Yeah, I think with all of our young players, Mary Kay, we're learning about them every day. They're in the building. Obviously, these games are important for them and putting them in different situations. So, obviously, Dillon's only 3 games into his career, and it's had some unique challenges. But to be able to play clean and take care of the football for this football team, and obviously get his first win as a starting quarterback yesterday,
He said he was able to play clean. Okay.
I thought was very good for him. Obviously, that's something that you always remember.
And
That's something he says something Dillon always gonna remember. He got his first win, but he said he played clean. Okay.
the mobility been about what you
Now watch else what he say. He played clean now.
expected it to be, just in terms of his speed at this level of football? I mean, is that going the way you expected it to, or are you finding it's maybe even better than you perhaps thought it might be?
Yeah, I think he's done a nice job moving in the pocket. I thought the play to Jamari was really high level yesterday to break contain to the left and have Jamari coming across the field. I think a 23-yard gain on 3rd down. So those are the type of things that when you're talking about scramble drill, it really does. It's important for everybody to be on the same page. I thought it was a good rep by both Dillon and Jamari yesterday.
He thought it was a good rep by both Dillon and Jamari yesterday. That one fucking play, yo. I'm talking about the whole game. You said Stefanski father, Ed Stefanski, was this the same bullshit with Allen Iverson when he was right, Pamela. Right. Now, see, I'm just giving you I'm just telling you about his dad. So y'all gonna go research his dad. And y'all gonna go find out. Y'all gonna go research his dad, man. Okay? Yeah. But look, here's the thing. There's a structure, a power structure in place. They're not gonna relinquish that power structure. He got hooked up because of his dad. He didn't get hooked up because he was a good coach. He moved up the ranks just off the hookup. That's how it is in this country. Have you ever worked for a boss that you were better than? That wasn't qualified and it was nepotism? You ever worked in a nepotism environment? It's the worst environment, especially if the owner kids work there. That's the way let me tell you this. I recommend you to quit and go get another job. Do not work under them conditions where the owner of the business kids is over you. Go get another job. Please go get another job. Okay. Well, if he didn't believe in Dillon, really, Shedeur be playing. Guys, we have to go off of what they do and not they say. We have to go off of action. The fact of the matter is Shedeur is not playing. So that means he thinks Dillon's better. Or if they don't think Dillon is better, well, how about this? They're staying on code to still teach him a lesson then. Okay, that's it. Because I'm not being gaslighted by these people. I'm not. Okay. I'm not being gaslit, but the crazy thing is, I'm not gonna say it because he ain't got nothing to do with this. Yeah, he ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm not gonna mention that other owner. I'm not gonna mention him because he really don't have nothing to do with this, and so I'm just gonna leave him alone. But this particular owner, um, yeah, yeah, man, it's just, yeah, I don't know. You said you've been over it. Yeah, I've been over it too. But I'm just pointing it out. Like, I know people are like, yeah, he's gonna play soon. I just told you what Kevin Stefanski said. I just let you hear it. He said, no, he's playing clean. That was a really good rep he had right there. Bro, what you talking about? He didn't do good a job. He didn't do good. He can't even get that ball down the field. I know Dillon is better than that. Why can't he get that ball down the field? Didn't he do it at his college? Didn't he get the ball down the field in college? What's the problem now? It could be a confidence thing. It could be that. You can't tell me that kid can't throw. Come on, Dillon. He ain't throwing nothing. And you know what the thing is? It might be Stefanski play calling too, for sure. He not trying to give that play calling roll up. He not. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. He just got to be patient again. That's it. But shout out to the fans, man. They like him, you know. But they just, I don't know what's the deal. You said Shedeur gonna get in. Y'all wanna? Did you hear what Kevin Stefanski said? Dillon doing a nice, clean job. Okay, he doing a nice, clean job. He's satisfied with what he sees so far. Okay, only way Shedeur getting in is that Dillon get hurt. So if he could stay, injury free for the rest of the season, I don't see Shedeur going in. And I heard there was a point in a game last Sunday that Shedeur almost got in. Because remember when Shedeur was warming up? But then that was it. He kept Dillon in the game. Even though the game is out of reach, they won the game. He still wouldn't put Shedeur in. I'm telling you guys, he don't like him. That's just what it is. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, he was giving them hugs. And look, here's the thing. You know how I know it's a problem? I mean, what did Coach Prime say? I don't give a fuck about. I don't care about no Cleveland Browns, but I care about 12 though. I love me some 12. I don't care about no Cleveland. He said that publicly. You don't think the Cleveland Browns heard that clip? I don't care about no Cleveland Browns. I care about my son though. You don't think they heard that? Listen, this a Hall of Famer saying he don't care about nothing about no Browns. A Hall of Famer. He's not a regular person in the sports world to say that. You don't think they heard that? So yeah. I'm gonna tell you, man, how it go. I don't even like some of some of the players starting to get on my nerves. You mean to tell me y'all didn't speak up for this man yet? Maybe they have. I don't know. Maybe they have. This dude cannot get the ball down the field. What's the problem? He could do the little short passes, that we running to his left and throwing that little pass on the run. He could do that all day. Sometimes he messed that up, but he can throw that pass though. But I refuse to believe when he was in college, he had to throw the ball down the field. Yeah, and the Njoku is day to day though. He's like the Judy ain't gonna get no ball. You know, Judy can catch that long ball. He can. He ain't getting that this time. Dillon can't get it to him. Yeah, it's crazy. You say he's real good with hospital balls. That's not good. Hospital balls is not good because you're gonna get somebody hurt. That's not good. What's his name is real good with him too. Trevor Lawrence. He can throw a hospital ball. I don't like it. He ain't get no. He got one pass attempt, Miss Pamela, but he didn't get no. They acting like he ain't Jerry Judy. They acting like he's not him. That's what they acting like. You should do it. Might not even play. Yeah, he might not even play this season. That's what I'm telling people. As long as Dillon stay healthy, he ain't playing. And he might play next year. It just depends on if he get traded or not. But if not, I don't know what to tell you. It is nasty work. You see, maybe that's he can't see over his. He had some big linemen when he was at Oregon. I don't know if that's it. He had big linemen there, but it's nothing like these NFL linemen. I'm not lying to you. They all 6'5" or better. That NFL lineman is a different beast. That's a different grown man right there. Yeah, they said they about to call Dillon the ultimate game manager. Oh, look at him. He's the ultimate game manager. We're so happy to have him. You know, that old Shedeur over there. You know what I'm saying? Taking all them sacks. But we have this game manager here. Bullshit. And you know the crazy thing is, you know, Shedeur, he talks to Dillon. I saw Bucky's video. I saw Shedeur when they scored the touchdown, Dillon came over. He said something to Shedeur talking to him. But if it was the other way around, Dillon wouldn't be talking to Shedeur because he was laughing at Shedeur. You remember the last game? I'm not going to let y'all forget nothing this season. Never. We're not going to forget anything. You remember when the last preseason game when Shedeur taking all them sacks, he got sacked and landed on his head, almost broke his neck. You remember Dillon and them laughing? Because the camera panned to them and they were laughing. Okay? They were laughing. Okay? Let me remind you that he was laughing at him. And Shedeur has to take the high road and this and that because they're testing him still. They want the kid to break. Yeah, they were laughing. I didn't say Jerry Judy was laughing, but if I was him, I wouldn't be acting so damn cool because I could have told him you ain't getting the ball this season. Oh no. You're not gonna get your money messed up now. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Pamela. It was the player over there. What was it, Jerry? I can't remember who it was. Okay, and look what old Kenny Pickett did. He played last week, didn't he? He did terrible, terrible. Okay, I ain't let nobody forget this. When Shedeur, it was that last sack when Shedeur went on his head. I was like, oh my God, he about to break his neck. He's laying on his head. The camera panned to them and they were all laughing. Dillon is a little punk bitch. That's what he is. Okay, for laughing. His wife ugly. Okay? That's just what it is. All disrespect intended. Okay? With your little cookie cutter ass wife. Okay? You sitting up there laughing. I'm not gonna forget it. See, for me, I'm old school with it. I'm old school with it, man. I'm old school with it, man. I don't care for he's sitting up there laughing. And then Shedeur, when after they scored a touchdown, he's supposed to go over there and congratulate Dillon and like it's all good and shit. And he didn't Dillon sitting up there talking about he's a competitor, he's not an entertainer. He don't took shots at Shedeur. He don't sat up there and laughed at him and all this shit. And then but Shedeur has to take the high road, man. Fuck these. I want to say something, but I ain't gonna say it. I'm about to say an old ass term, but I'm not gonna say it, yo. I'm not gonna say it. I don't like these people. I don't. I don't. Yeah, sitting up there laughing. I'm like, what's so funny? They were laughing. They literally was laughing. Flacco was laughing too. They all were laughing. I saw it. You said I see you saw the video of him putting on makeup on his guy. I ain't see all that. I ain't see all that. I just don't like dude for laughing like that. And Shedeur has to take the high road. Congratulate Dillon. Well, yes, during the game, because I saw a Bucky video. But if it was the other way around, Dillon be sitting there quiet. He wouldn't be congratulating Shedeur. But see, he has to play politics right now. He has to, not say nothing. He can't lose his cool. He can't say nothing. Because I know he's better than Dillon. I know he is. It's crazy. It's craziness. Well, let me not talk about his wife. I mean, I was out of pocket, but I don't know what his wife looked like. I really don't. I just didn't like the fact that he was laughing. That's all. Yeah, I didn't like the fact that he was laughing. That's all to it. Yeah, I just don't like the fact that he's sitting up there like thought something was funny when Shedeur fell on his head. You know what I'm saying? It was a setup. They all were on the sidelines. I know Kevin Stefanski thought it was funny too, with his punk ass. I know he probably thought it was funny too. You know what I'm saying? He ain't qualified to be no coach. I don't care what nobody say. He ain't never see Sweetness play because his ass was too fucking young. He's born in 1980. So there was no way he remembered the 85 Bears. There's no way. I think he was born in 82. There's no way he remembered the 85 Bears, yo. So he can't say shit to me. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. So that's just what it is, man. Only reason why he got that job because his father, man, probably. But see, that's how they do, man. They hook each other up. We don't do that. We don't stay on code. His white, let me see. She not bad looking, but she's a cookie cutter ass. She cookie cutter though. You feel me? That's just all I'm gonna tell you. He ain't the only one that got cookie cutter girlfriend. He ain't the only one. He ain't the only one. And I can break down what a cookie cutter girlfriend is. Okay, I can break one down. They all do the same thing. It's like they have a protocol they got to follow. And you know what I'm not going to say, I can't say it here. I'm trying to leave the drama off this channel. Dan Lanning, yeah, I don't like him either. But yeah, man, he said Dillon doing a nice clean job. He doing good. He doing a clean job, man. Doing clean. You said Indiana's coach got swag. You mean he got the bag? Not swag. He got the bag. You heard me, Jen. You heard what I'm about to say. You heard me. You got to hit refresh, Jen. You might be behind. Hold on. Let me tell some people. Hold on. People are behind right now because sometimes you come into the live chat, it does that. Oh, I'm good. Oh, you not behind? Oh, she right there. What did you hear though? She said I heard you. She thought about to say. I ain't say nothing. I'm like Coach Prime. I thought about it. Thank you, Lord. I ain't say it. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I bite my tongue. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Bite my tongue. Max, you see White Prime is hilarious. I ain't even like how he did that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't like that impersonation. I didn't. I didn't like the impersonation, yo. I didn't. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the impersonation. I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was in bad taste because you don't make fun of somebody that has an amputee. I think that's in bad taste. That's just me. And you shouldn't be sitting around here clowning and look at y'all fucking record. Why are you sitting up here clown? Look at the record, man. I don't want to see no clowning. Look at the record. Now y'all get to a bowl game, maybe. Nah, man. Like y'all think I'm bad. Do y'all think I'm bad? Okay, watch this. I'm gonna prove that I'm not that bad. Go look at the block bully speech to them. Go look. And you're gonna be like, Max ain't that bad. He said, y'all lazy. He said, y'all ain't good enough. He said, y'all lazy. He said, y'all let Ron do this to you. He said, we used to fuck Ron up. And y'all let Ron run over y'all. He said, y'all lazy. And he said, y'all don't look like y'all got it. Go listen to the block bully. He's harder. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not all the way picking on Ben. All the way. I just didn't like the impersonation. I didn't. I didn't like the impersonation. However, go listen to the block bully, man. He said, y'all ain't got it. He said, y'all soft, yo. He was really calling them soft. And what was any one of them going to do? They were going to say something in his face. Look how big he is. Were they going to say something to him? No. I wish he had another year eligibility. He's not in the NFL. I don't know why he's not. Because he's the same size as what's his name that played in LA with the Rams. They're the same size. Like, why can't he get a chance? See, because they're trying to knock his size. They're trying to knock his size or whatever, but he was the same size as that great three technique from the Rams. He retired now. They're the same height. Same height. See, my thing is, to be successful, you have to be a disruptor. You have to be a tough guy to play that position. And the block bully is a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, DJH, you keep reminding me of that. Yeah, but I didn't never hear nothing like that, really. I heard it was a physical issue. Like, what you mean by physical issue? Because in his mind, he should be in the NFL right now. So what you mean physical issue? Like, y'all know more than I. Like, let me know. Y'all know more than me on this subject. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be asking you like that, Miss Pamela, but I really want to know. Like, what's the physical issue? You mean his height? Because he the same size as the Rams, the LA Rams guy. DJs, what's that LA Rams guy name? He retired now. He was short, kinda, but he used to be a major disruptor. And you know the thing is, I'm gonna try to explain it to you guys what they looking for in that position. Okay. I'm trying to, like, all right. I believe Chidozie was a wrestler. I believe he was, because he has really good he got a really good base. You when you running that 3 technique, like Warren Sapp had it, you can't care about pain. You know what I'm talking about? You cannot care about pain. You have to be numb to pain. You have, on every play, you have to go 100, you have to go like 1,000% every single play. Like, that offensive lineman in front of you, he got to have a bad day. That's what they're looking for. And it's not everybody can do it. You have to be a tough guy to play that position. That's the last old school position on the field that they play like they play in the 70s. I think so. It's the trenches. Well, the trenches is the last of it. I'm talking about, I don't care if, like, how can I explain it? It's a mentality you got to have. You can't be afraid of nothing. You have to just run. You have to impose your will on the next man. And you have to do it, and you don't care. I don't care if I'm bleeding. I don't care how I look. I don't care if I lose teeth. I'm getting to that quarterback. That's what they're looking for. That's almost like the recipe for a Hall of Famer. Once you're like that, and you got to have the weight to you as well. You got to be at least 290. You got to have the weight to you. And you got to have base, and you got to have quick feet. And you got to be able to punch. My only way of explaining it, you remember Mike Tyson when he was younger? How he hit with such ferociousness? That's how you got to be. Yeah, he came in. He came in and called the team lazy right to their face, and he called them soft. Yeah, no, they can listen. Let me tell you this. They can listen, right? But if they don't have it in them, they just don't have it in them. All right. Here's the mentality. If you get in your 3-point stance or your 4-point stance or that 3 technique stance, and you run into a wall, and you run and punch a wall, and you put your hand through the wall, that's what they need. That's the kind of ferociousness I'm talking about. You're willing to put your hand through a wall. That's what they need. That's how Warren Sapp was. You have to be crazy on every single play. You have to be crazy. And dogs, you could readily see them. Like Chidozie, you could see it in his face. He's a dog. You can see it. So what I think is see, you can have Warren Sapp all day, but you got to go find a player that's like Chidozie, that got that mentality. That's what you need. And how do you find that player? They all have the same characteristics. You can see it in their face. I remember Coach Prime said he's looking for players that like you're scared of. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for dogs. Somebody like when you look at that person, you think twice by like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this person is scary looking. It's I can't really explain it. I know him when I see him. And those are usually the players that become very, very successful. And it don't have nothing to do with skill. You can teach that. You can teach the fundamentals. But I'm talking about you willing to put your hand through a wall. We don't give a damn what it takes. You gotta, if you're gonna study film 24/7, you'll put your hand through a wall. It's almost like when you hit somebody in the chest, that offensive lineman in the chest, you're trying to hurt them. You're trying to hurt them because that offensive lineman is trying to hurt you too. But you're really trying to hurt him to get to that to make sure that running back don't get through that gap, or you trying to get to the quarterback, one way or the other. But when he's looked at them and said they soft, it hit different because it came from Chidozie. It hit different. It could see they'll get an attitude when coach say it, but Chidozie calling them soft to their face. He said y'all soft. And let me tell y'all something real quick. For him to say that they soft, they're never gonna get hard. You're never gonna get hard. Never. You would never call Ray Nitschke soft. Ever. Ever. Never. You would never call Deacon Jones soft. You understand me? Never. Never call Deacon Jones soft. You would never call Lawrence Taylor soft. Ever. In practice, nowhere. Nowhere. You would never call Harry Carson soft. You'll never call Ray Lewis soft. You'll never call Mike Singletary soft. Okay? You will never call that offensive lineman for the 49ers right now soft. I forget his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You'll never call him soft. Never. You would never call the Bosa brothers soft. Ever. Y'all get what I'm saying now? They're soft then. They're soft. For him to say that they're soft, you're never going to get hard. Now, coach going to have to go out there and find them. You got to go find them. Now, he's not talking about everybody. There's a few players on Colorado team that I know he's not talking about. He's not talking about Twin like that. And he's not talking about the other one that be getting the sacks. They're not soft. Okay? They're not soft at all. What's the twin name? No, he ain't talking about Mata either. Definitely not. And he's a kicker. That's hilarious. He's a kicker. And he's a kicker and he's a dog. He's a kicker. It's hard. I mean, for kickers, damn. He got the mentality and he's a kicker. You're not you notice he never get nervous? Never. He doesn't hear the noise. But I'm talking about, what's his name? What's his name? His twin brother played there, but he stayed. He's not soft. Yeah, there's a few on the team that's not soft. And but for him to say that though, he said it. He said y'all soft. He talking about defensive line though. That's what he talking about. Yeah, Wade. He not talking. He played with Wade, so I know he's not talking about Wade. And he's not talking about what's his name either. What's the other one that be getting the sacks? It's Wade. Him and Wade. I said they should be in a game together. He transferred back to Colorado. He's a hometown kid. I think he had went to somewhere else and he came back to Colorado when Coach Prime came there. He has a YouTube page. I remember him and his girlfriend used to have a YouTube page together. I forget his name right now. But he's not soft. I could tell. But yeah, that's what he told him, man. He said they soft. He said he asked Tafik Thomas to compare how many times he fought in practice last year compared to this year. He ain't fight this year, I think he said. See, remember I said that contextual. I remember you said dogs always corrected the weak and lazy. Yeah, but here's the thing though. If you're weak and lazy, he called them soft though. You can't correct that. That's what I'm telling you. You can't correct that. There's levels to this stuff. You can't correct that. Yeah, Arden Walker. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's not soft. Him and Twin, they're gonna be NFL players. Remember I told you. They're gonna make the NFL. Keaton Wade, he's an NFL player. And here's the thing about Keaton Wade. I believe he studies a lot of film. Him and Arden Walker. I guarantee you they do. His thing is coming from he's studying film. Because if you notice, Keaton Wade is always in the right spot. That means he's studying a lot of film. You said Prime trying to get you said he trying to get Juju to unleash his inner dog. I know I saw him on him. He did unleash it. He unleashed it because Prime got him to do it. He said, "What you doing? Like, how come you not correcting him?" And blah 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 blah. And he said something back to Coach. He said, "Yeah, I'm doing this, and that." I never seen him do that. Yeah, they gonna get him one way or the other. They probably told him, like, "Look, we coming for you." And that's a good thing, man, to be in. For a coach to yell at you like that, that's a good position. You know why? Because if a coach never yell at you, you ain't doing shit. Y'all hear what I'm saying? If you never get yelled at by your coach, he don't care about you. You ain't doing shit. Now, there's two things what the coach do. If he know that you a dog, he don't have to yell at you. But if he know that you got potential and you're not using it, he will yell at you. Okay, so you could do it. But the real dog, the real dudes, yeah, coach ain't got to say shit to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he said that. He went up to him. He said, "You let them this and that on the snap, blah 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 blah." You know, get like he like really getting into him. I love that shit. Damn, man, I love that, man. Our coach used to yell at us so bad. Well, I made the coach lose his voice during a game. He lost his voice. He said, "God damn it, this is at halftime. I can't even fucking talk because of this. I can't even." He couldn't even talk, y'all. They gave him water and everything. Gatorade, couldn't even talk. He lost his voice on me because I didn't know where my helmet was. Okay, I didn't think I was getting in the game. He said I was a placeholder for somebody just in case. I did get on special teams, but the thing was, they were in the middle of a series. I didn't know where the fuck my helmet was. But I like when coach did that. I love it. I love it. But you know, that didn't rattle Juju though. It didn't rattle him. I was waiting to see if it was gonna rattle him. It didn't. He's like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Okay. I like that. I like how he got animated like that. I like that. Coach know how to get it out of you. He knows how. I know he's been watching him. He's I'm about to get him. I remember one time, what was the funniest Coach Prime blow up? Do y'all remember? You remember last year he blew up? Um, he said, "Oh, y'all stop it. All y'all gonna start running. Y'all just gonna start running." That's it. He made him run for the rest of the practice. Hilarious. You said Prime used to try all kinds of games to rattle Shedeur. No, he couldn't rattle him. Shedeur, he just couldn't do it. He stopped trying with Shedeur. He stopped. I mean, he know his boy better than nobody. I don't think he knew he couldn't rattle his son. Shedeur is just look, they could be down by 7 points, 4 minutes to go in a game, and Shedeur just still chilling. Be focused though. And you tell me the Browns can't use something like that? They crazy. The Browns is fucking crazy. But yeah, Prime, listen, man. I like when he give his speeches because he talking to me. I think he talking to me, yo. He said, "You ain't giving it your all." He said, "If you went to sleep knowing you didn't give it your all, you don't want it. You got to be living and breathing this shit." That goes with anything in life. You got to be dedicated to it. So I like his motivation. Um, yo, I'm gonna say something, man. Bucky needed to go see his brother, man. I'm glad he went to go see him. You see how happy Shedeur was, man? Because he had Bucky there. And then he had Shiloh there too, previously. He needed to see them. And look, Shiloh looking for a place in Miami and what did Shiloh say? Well, I need the room bigger, for Shedeur to come. Because Shedeur needs room. You see what I'm saying? So they all in on it together. I like how close they are. That's the best thing their parents did, yo. Is raising all be close like that. And they very respectable kids. That's a reflection on their parents. That they're so respectful like that. Well, Prime is him and his wife, they old school. So I already knew they were gonna act right. But you see how Shiloh was like, "Yeah, I gotta make sure this room so Shedeur can have enough room." Because you know how Shedeur like Miami and shit. So, and he probably think I ain't need no fucking hotel if he gonna get a place here. Why do I need to get a hotel for? You know what I'm saying? My brother set up shop. But it's something about it hit different when Bucky came. Because Bucky's the older brother. And I know he enjoyed Bucky being there. Yeah, they do have a losing spirit. You know how I know they have a look, I'm about to make another you know how I be making them funny ass AI videos? Yo, why do they, after the game, the coach giving the game balls out and stuff? Why they acting like they just won the goddamn Super Bowl? Yeah, that is a losing mentality. They act like they won a Super Bowl, DJH. I'm like, yo, why are they so happy? I mean, shit. Like, what? You beat the Miami Dolphins. Okay, cool. Now, I can see why they were happy when they beat Green Bay. I can see why they were happy. But damn, they like this every victory. That means they're not expecting to win. Yeah, when Bucky came, Shedeur, he felt that. You know what I'm saying? He needed his brother there, man. He had to go see on his little brother. And I like how they're all close. I love it. They're all super close. Oh, I got some more coming, DJH, to clown Stefanski and them. I got one that says, why are y'all acting like y'all won a Super Bowl? Y'all just beat the dog. Y'all ain't win no Super Bowl. What y'all acting? What's going on? But I have to get the other program, DJs. I'm working on another one that's better because I'm about to create a whole docu-series. And it's all AI. And it's clear as fuck. You're not even gonna know the difference. I gotta pay for this program, so you said they never had nothing. Look, they act like they never had nothing. Like the way they celebrating. Why are you celebrating like that? Like you just won a fucking Super Bowl. Oh my God. But I'm glad that, Shedeur's in good spirits. And I like that Bucky was on the sideline. Did you see how when Bucky was out there, Shedeur came up with the offensive lineman with him? The offensive lineman, that's his boy, yo. That's a starter. That offensive lineman that came up there with him in Bucky's camera, that's a starter. You see how he chilling with Shedeur? Yo, they want him to play, man. I know they do. I know that locker room wants him to play. No, I'm doing it to clown them to contextual. I'm doing it to clown them. At this point, we just gonna clown the rest of the season. Because I'm a clown anyway. Y'all know that. Y'all know something wrong with me. Something is wrong with me. But, you know, and I got an imagination. Oh, I'm gonna get them. Guys, I'm gonna get them. You said the QB's job is to win and he won. You don't have to hate on Dillon to support Shedeur. Hold on one second. You don't belong here anyway, talking like that. You don't belong here. Okay. All right. My situation is you're a op. Yeah, let me get you up out of here. Yeah, you can't come up in here. Andrew Barry and them sent you. Somebody sent you. Nah, you're not coming up in here like that. Look, let me tell you something, young man. I'm older than the coach. Okay? I'm older. He doesn't know what he's doing. Let me tell you something real quick. If you don't know. So Kevin Stefanski, I heard he takes a liking to Bill Belichick, right? Well, guess who was over Bill Belichick? And I used to watch him damn near every weekend when I used to go to the games. That's Bill Parcells. Okay? I remember Bill Parcells. I remember when Belichick was an assistant under Bill Parcells. You don't. So don't come up in here talking. I remember that. I go back that far. Okay? You ain't getting no better than Bill Parcells. You're not getting no better than that, except for what Prime did to him. If anybody in here remember what Coach Prime did to Bill Parcells. So what happened was on Monday Night Football, Bill Parcells said to the kicker, please do not kick to this man. Kick it the other way. Punt it the other way. Do not punt towards him. And guys, what happened? Prime ran that ball down and went right past Bill Parcells and high kicked it to the end zone. He started high stepping damn near after the 50-yard line. He started high stepping. And Bill Parcells threw his clip down. Because back then they had clipboards. He threw the damn clipboard down. He was mad as hell. He said, I told you don't kick it to him. I never forget that. Yeah, Prime, man, I was like, bruh. There's no way Parcells leaves Shedeur on the bench. Thank you, Contextual. There's no way that Bill Parcells leaves Shedeur on the bench. There's no way. Okay? And Bill Belichick learned under Bill Parcells. The great Bill Belichick. You know, that won all those Super Bowls. Did you know the Gatorade shower? That started with Bill Parcells. With it was Harry Carson. It was Lawrence Taylor and Pepper Johnson that started that. Okay? They started the Gatorade shower, and it started with Bill Parcells. That's when it started. That's why everybody get the Gatorade bath now, right when they about to win the championship. That's that tradition started with them. Lawrence Taylor, Pepper Johnson, and all of them. You say even Bill Belichick when as a coach of the Browns. It's crazy. Yeah, he talking about you don't have to hate on Dillon. Listen, somebody sent him. See, they getting tired of me talking. So what? I'm not saying nothing wrong. And here's another thing. I can't even say nothing that's getting me flagged right now. I can't say I'm not saying anything. They gonna sit up here. I'll tell you the whole rest of this. Guys, you will be surprised who looking at these videos. You'll be surprised. You will be surprised. These people, you would think that they high and mighty. They don't look YouTube. They do watch YouTube videos. They do. They be sitting in their house at night listening. They do. But they got troll accounts. And I'm sitting up here telling them how garbage they are. Because they garbage. Andrew Berry garbage too. Garbage. Okay? Garbage. Garbage. So that's just what it is right there. And then all of a sudden, some rando come up in here. Talk about, you don't have to put Dillon down. Shut up. Do you know Dillon? Well, then shut up then. Don't worry about if I'm putting him down. He's garbage. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. Shit, if he proved me wrong then. He could prove me wrong. He can get better. Because what's his name got better? Dak Prescott got better. But he ain't ready right now. I'll say that. He's not ready. But shit, he can get his Dak Prescott on. Dak Prescott got better. I don't know what he did in all season. He don't got better. For sure. And here's the thing. Let me just say this. I mean, can Dillon throw that ball? Yes or no? He did it at Oregon, didn't he? Let me think. When they played Colorado, he didn't throw a lot of deep balls. He did not. He didn't. I don't think he can throw like that. You said Atlanta got some bad juju. You said the Ravens won a Super Bowl after they left Cleveland. You said the Ravens won Super Bowls after they were in Cleveland? I never knew that. Contextual? Okay. Oh, you talking about the players, maybe? Oh, you taking it way back. I don't know. You talking about the players? And look what's happened with Flacco right now. Flacco was playing like he got yo, did he throw up the Shedeur or was that me? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Did Flacco throw up the Shedeur watch? Or was he just saying, yeah, with his fist in the air? I don't know. But shit, coach, feel me? Because I heard how you said it. I don't care about no Browns, but we care about 12 though. I care about me some 12 though. Just the way he said it. I don't care. Look, I ain't caring about no Browns right now. I'm worried about Colorado, man. Yes, he did do the Shedeur. He did. He did do the Shedeur. He did. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm overly critical because I think Kevin Stefanski rubbed me off the wrong way. He rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know what it is, man. So, coach, how did you think Dillon did? Dillon did a really good, clean job. Um, he's doing what he can do. We're building on it. We're going to continue to coach up. We're going to still coach up. We're going to still do that. Yeah, I think it's the way he talks like that. It bothers me. We're still going to coach up. We're gonna do what we do. We're gonna get to the film and we're gonna fix what we got to do, and we're gonna move forward. I can't some of these coaches be real? Like what's his name? He said they are who we thought they were. Remember him? It was Coach Green. They are who we thought they were. Let's just crown their ass. I remember that. That was hilarious. Oh, they left in '99. Okay. But the current owner, he's been around for a while now. I forgot when he purchased the team, but he don't have that team a long time. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right about that. The B more coach went to Indy. You're right. Damn, when the B more Colts went to Indy, when did they go to Indy? Was that in the 70s or 80s? Let me see. Baltimore Colts. I don't remember the Baltimore Colts. Like it had to have been in the 70s. But I do remember I remember the Baltimore Colts, the name. But when did they leave? Okay, okay, they went in the 80s. Okay. Oh, that's why he made that speech. Okay. Yeah, Denny Green. That was hilarious. That was a blow up. I remember who else? Was it Mike Dicker used to blow up a lot. That used to be hilarious too when Mike Dicker blow up. And he usually blow up after 3 bad questions. It never fails. And I think they used to like pick on him so he could blow up. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Thanks for joining. Um, Shout out to Shedeur Bucky rolling out there. That was a good look for Bucky to be on the field. Roger Goodell hooked him up, he said. So shout out to the NFL for doing that. Um, yeah, shout out to them for doing that. Because yeah, that was good for him to be out there. And Shedeur felt it. But yeah, man, I catch you guys later. All right, y'all.